I gotta marry Keisha before my mama dies. I'm grateful I'm alive.
Emmett, the cancer
A block party encouraging the kids to put the... I'm throwing a...
You got Watson Reds needs to back up.
She just needs to catch guns down.
Whoever...
You and I both want the same thing.
I'm doing something he's supposed to be doing.
And what is that? To clean up the streets.
Everything just exploded in the Chi. Secrets came out, relationships cracked, and someone might not make it to the next season. If you thought the drama had peaked last week, think again. Episode 10 takes the stakes to a whole new level. And no one is safe. Asterisk last week's episode left us hanging on a cliff. Emmett and Keisha were still trying to hold their relationship together, but Emmett's choices kept pulling them apart. He was keeping things from her again, thinking he could handle Douda on his own, and that kind of pride always comes with a price. Meanwhile, Douda, he was still moving like a kingpin, cold and calculating. You could feel that something big was about to go down, but nobody knew when or how. Victor was also in deep trouble. The pressure from the community, his political responsibilities, and his personal guilt were starting to crush him. He tried to play it cool, but his face told another story. He had a choice to make, protect himself or finally do the right thing. Even if it cost him everything. Kevin was stuck in between two worlds, 1 foot still in Chicago and 1 foot out, ready to leave it all behind. You could feel his struggle. He wanted a clean break, but Chicago doesn't let go that easy. Jake and Gemma were also feeling the heat. After all the lies and half-truths, trust was hanging by a thread. And with all of them tied to Douda in one way or another, every move started to feel dangerous. Episode 9 built the tension like a ticking time bomb. Now in episode 10, it explodes. From the first scene, you feel it. This isn't just another episode. It's personal, it's violent, it's emotional. Every character is standing at a crossroad, and the choices they make in this episode could change their lives forever. We start with Emmett. He wakes up tense, like he's already lost something. There's a distance between him and Keisha, not just physical, but emotional. You can tell she's tired of being lied to. Tired of playing second to his fear. Emmett says he's trying to protect her, but Keisha's been through enough. To know that protection without honesty is just another kind of betrayal. They share a quiet moment, but there's no peace in it. This is the calm before the storm. Emmett knows Douda is dangerous. But instead of backing away, he digs deeper. He thinks he can outsmart him, handle it on his own, but we've seen how that goes. He meets with someone on the low, a figure from his past, trying to set something in motion. It's not clear yet what he's planning, but it smells like revenge. Meanwhile, we see Douda in his usual mode, playing chess while everyone else plays checkers. He's calm, collected, and surrounded by silence. That's what makes him scary. He's not loud. He doesn't need to be. He knows everyone owes him something, and if they forget, he reminds them. Victor gets a call. It's one of those calls that makes your stomach drop. There's been movement. Someone's talking. Someone's flipping. He's got to act fast, but the walls are closing in. He looks in the mirror, and for a moment, you can see the weight of everything he's done written all over his face. His campaign, his past, his family, it's all about to crash together. And in the middle of all this chaos, Kevin is packing a bag. He's serious this time. He wants out. He's not running, but he's done watching the people he loves get hurt. As he looks around his room for the last time, it's like the end of a chapter. Quiet, sad, but necessary. Back in the city, tensions are rising fast. Whispers turn into rumors. Rumors turn into warnings. Everyone feels it. Something's coming. And this is just the beginning. Now let's break down how everything unfolds in episode 10. The streets of Chicago are boiling. And every character has to face the consequences of what they've done, or what they've let slide for too long. We start with Emmett, who's caught between fear and pride. He's finally realizing that messing with Douda was never just about business, it was about survival. For a while, Emmett thought he could dance around the danger. Make deals, keep it clean, but now there's blood in the air. His face is different. He's not just scared, he's angry. He's been trying to hold his world together, but it's slipping fast. He meets up with Rob, who's been keeping a close eye on Douda's moves. Rob warns him, if you keep trying to play this smart, you're gonna end up dead. But Emmett is done listening. He's made up his mind. He wants Douda gone. Not just out of his life, gone for good. The problem is, Emmett's not built for that world. He's a hustler, yes, but he's got too much heart. And that heart might be the thing that gets him killed. Meanwhile, Kaisha can feel something's wrong. Emmett's changed. He's more closed off, more distracted. She knows he's lying again, and this time she doesn't wait around for an explanation. She takes the kids and leaves. It's quiet, no yelling, no drama, but it hits harder than anything. When Emmett walks in and finds the apartment empty, it finally hits him. He's losing his family. And for what? Pride, power, revenge. Cut to Douda, who's operating from the shadows as usual, but something's different now. He's not as untouchable as he thinks. People are starting to turn on him. Not just the ones you expect, either. Even his own circle is shaking. There's talk that one of his people, someone close, has flipped. You can feel the paranoia building. He starts tightening his grip, calling in favors, making quiet threats. One scene shows him sitting in a dark room, holding a phone, listening to a conversation he's not supposed to hear. His eyes don't move. He doesn't blink. It's chilling. Then we switch to Victor, who's finally standing at the edge. For most of this season, he's tried to balance his political life with the street loyalty he grew up with. But that's no longer possible. Not now. He gets approached by someone in law enforcement. They want information, and they're not asking anymore. They have dirt on him, and they're willing to use it. Victor has a choice. Help bring Douda down, or go down with him. There's a scene where Victor walks through his neighborhood, looking at everything he's worked for, knowing it could all be gone by morning. As he stands outside a campaign mural of his own face, someone walks up to him, a young kid, no older than 12, and says, "You still one of the good guys." Victor doesn't answer. He just nods and walks away. That one question haunts him for the rest of the episode. Kevin, meanwhile, is trying to say goodbye the right way. He visits Jake first. Their relationship has been rocky lately, but the bond is still there. Kevin tells Jake he's leaving, not just for school, but for peace. Jake doesn't say much, but his silence says it all. He doesn't want Kevin to go, but he understands. Gemma shows up, and there's tension between her and Jake too. They've been through a lot, and it feels like things are unraveling again. They both know too many secrets, and that's becoming a problem. But the real shock comes when Jake gets a text from someone we haven't seen in a while. Someone who might just be ready to blow the whole thing wide open. It's short, just a location and a time. But Jake knows exactly what it means, trouble. Back on Douda's side, he's setting his trap. He's tired of being hunted, so now he's doing the hunting. One by one, he starts tying up loose ends. He calls in a hit on someone who betrayed him, and we watch it happen in real time. Quick, cold, no mercy. This isn't just a message, it's a warning. As the episode moves forward, the pace quickens. Phone calls, lookouts, secret meetings, in back alleys, it's all leading to something. We just don't know what yet. And then, finally, it all starts to come together. Everything that's been brewing in the background, the lies, the threats, The whispered warnings, it all crashed down in this part of the episode. This is where the chi does what it does best. Pull the rug out from under us. Asterisk, let's start. With Emmett, after finding his place empty, his kids gone, and Kaisha nowhere to be found, he breaks. Not the kind of break with yelling or slamming doors, a quiet break. The kind where you just sit down, stare at the wall, and realize that you've messed up everything you were trying to protect. But Emmett doesn't stop there. He pulls out a burner phone and makes a call to someone we've never heard him talk to before. He says just one thing, it's time, that's it. Nothing more, but that one line tells us everything. Whatever he's planning, it's already in motion. Asterisk, then we shift to Douda, who thinks he's in control, but he's not. One of his closest people turns on him, and not just in secret. They walk right into one of his safe houses and confront him. Gun out, hands shaking, eyes filled with fear and anger. Douda laughs. Of course he does. You think you're the first one to try this, he says. You better pull that trigger before I take it from you. But before anything happens, the screen goes black. We hear a shot, but we don't see who got hit. Asterisk, cut to Victor, who's been trying to decide what kind of man he wants to be. In this episode, he finally makes his choice. He walks into a meeting with the feds. He sits down, calm, quiet, and he says, I'll talk, but I have conditions. The agent leans forward, surprised. Victor doesn't blink. He knows the risk. But the game has gone too far, and if he doesn't step up, more people will die. He starts naming names, places, dates we don't hear. All of it just enough to know that Douda's days might finally be numbered. Asterisk, but this is the chi, and things are never that simple. Asterisk, just when Victor thinks he's finally stepped out of the fire, someone follows him. A black SUV, tinted windows. Slow drive, no license plate. He knows what that means. He pulls over, heart pounding, but tries to stay calm. He looks in his rearview mirror, and for a moment, there's nothing. Asterisk, then a figure steps out of the SUV. We don't see the face. Just the outline, tall, slow walk, hands in pockets. Victor grabs his phone to call someone, maybe Emmett, maybe not. But before he can dial, the screen cuts to black again. Another cliffhanger, another unanswered question. Asterisk, and just when we think we've seen it all, we cut to Kevin. He's boarding a bus, really leaving this time. A quiet goodbye, no drama. But just as he's putting in his earbuds and leaning back in his seat, a woman sits down next to him, older, dressed in black. She doesn't say anything for a moment. Then she turns to him and says, You remind me of someone. Kevin looks confused. She leans in and whispers, Be careful who you trust. Asterisk, Kevin looks back, but she's already gone, vanished, like a ghost. It's a strange moment, one that feels out of place. Until you realize the chi might be setting up something much bigger for next season. Asterisk, and finally, the last scene. Asterisk, Jake goes to the location from the mysterious text message. It's late, cold, no one around. He walks into a rundown building and looks around. Hello, he calls out. No answer. Then a voice from the shadows. I told you he'd come. Asterisk, Jake spins around. A door creaks open. A familiar face steps out, someone we haven't seen in seasons. Someone who was supposed to be dead. Asterisk, Season 7, Episode 10 of the Chi didn't just end the season. It opened a new chapter, one filled with fear, betrayal, sacrifice, and hard truths. Every major character was pushed to their breaking point. Some stood tall, some fell apart, and a few might not live to see what comes next. Asterisk, let's start with the biggest theme of the episode, loyalty versus survival. Asterisk, for most of this season, characters have been trying to balance loyalty to their people with doing what's best for themselves. Emmett tried to handle things alone, thinking he could protect his family while keeping quiet about Douda. But in the end, that silence cost him everything. He lost Kaisha, he lost his home, and now he's risking his life trying to bring down a man who doesn't play fair. The line between bravery and recklessness. Emmett crossed it. Asterisk, then there's Victor. He spent the whole season trying to be a better man. But no matter how far he climbed, his past kept dragging him back down. By the time he decides to work with the feds, it's clear he's not doing it for power anymore. He's doing it for peace, for freedom, for redemption. But in the Chi, trying to do the right thing often puts a target on your back. And Victor just made himself one of the most hunted men in the city. Asterisk Douda, on the other hand, remains one of the most complicated villains on TV. He's not just a drug boss or bully. He's a symbol of fear, of silence, of the cycle that keeps pulling young black men into danger. He doesn't yell, he doesn't panic. He controls everything with calm violence. And even though we saw cracks in his armor tonight, let's be honest, he's not going down without a war. Asterisk Kevin's story might feel quieter, but it hits just as hard. His journey has always been about growth, escaping the trauma, stepping away from the chaos, and becoming his own man. But even as he leaves, the Chi reminds us, the past follows you. That mysterious woman on the bus, her words, "Be careful who you trust," weren't just a warning, they were a setup. A setup for whatever storm is waiting in Season 8. Asterisk Jake and Gemma's situation also shows how deep trust issues have become this season. Their relationship has been tested again and again. And now, with Jake stepping into a secret meeting and facing someone who was supposed to be dead, that trust might shatter completely. Whatever that twist means, it changes everything. Asterisk there's also a running theme throughout this episode, choice. Asterisk everyone made a choice. Emmett chose to fight. Kaisha chose to leave. Victor chose to talk. Douda chose to strike. And with every choice, a consequence followed. That's what makes this episode hit so hard. Not just the action, but the weight behind it. These characters are real, flawed, human, and the decisions they make feel permanent. Asterisk this wasn't just a finale. It was a message. The Chi doesn't let you forget your past. It doesn't let you run from your mistakes. And just when you think you're out, something or someone pulls you right back in. Asterisk as we head towards Season 8, the questions are endless. Asterisk will Emmett survive Douda's retaliation? Asterisk is Victor now a dead man walking? Asterisk what was that final reveal? Who came back? Asterisk and what does Kevin's warning mean for his future? Asterisk there are no clean endings here. No happily ever afters. Only the choices we make, the people we hurt, and the price we pay to live another day. Asterisk so if you're still catching your breath from that final scene, you're not alone. The Chi just reminded us why it's one of the most intense, emotional, and honest shows on television. Asterisk and the streets. They're not done talking. Asterisk if your jaw is still on the floor after that ending, you're not alone. This episode hit us with twists, heartbreak, and a warning. Nothing in the Chi stays buried for long. Now the question is, what happens next? Asterisk, but let's hear from you. Asterisk, what did you think about that final scene? Asterisk, who do you think got shot? Asterisk, and who do you trust going into Season 8, if anyone? Asterisk, drop your theories, your favorite moments, or anything you caught that others might have missed in the comments. Let's break it all down together because trust me, the Chi fans catch everything. Asterisk if you enjoyed this recap and want more breakdowns like this, character deep dives, episode predictions, or even full series recaps, hit that like button. And subscribe to the channel. It helps more than you know. Asterisk and hey, we're just getting started. Season 8 is on the way, and you already know it's going to be a wild ride. So turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload. Asterisk thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and as always, remember, asterisk in the Chi, every choice costs something.